Welcome to the Sheenanigans Podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gents, to yet another episode of the Sheenanigans Podcast, Artist Edition, the podcast series where I interview artists who are not super well known, but should be. My name is Sheenanigans, and today I am joined by Vancouver-based contemporary R&B artist Artemis. Artemis has slowly been making a name for herself over the past couple of years with tracks such as Elasto, Synchronicity, and Show and Tell. Make sure you guys go and check out her recent music video for Synchronicity, and also check out all of her other music available everywhere you can stream it. After, of course, listening to or watching this episode. Please welcome Artemis to this episode of the Sheenanigans Podcast, Artist Edition. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Sheenanigans Podcast, Artist Edition, the podcast series where I interview artists who are not super well known, but should be. My name is, of course, Sheenanigans, and today I am joined by Artemis. Let's go. All right. Also, you know what? I actually didn't think that your name was actually Artemis. I thought that was just a stage name, but it's actually Artemis. That's a really cool name. So congratulations on having a cool name.
Thank you. Yes. Owe it all to my parents, for being extra and naming their child after a Greek goddess.
That's pretty cool. I commend your parents for that. I was actually considering naming one of my kids Zeus until one of the pastors at my church reminded me that Zeus is a pagan name, so it's kind of a no-no in my.
Didn't work out.
Yeah.
Much history.
No, but I love powerful names like that, Achilles. No. What's the other one? The other one starts.
There's Apollo.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Aphrodite, stuff like that.
They're
cool
good names. Good names.
Yeah, the A's.
All
right.
Vowel.
So, you've obviously watched the podcast before. So, as you know, I always start off an episode with a joke, just to break the ice a little bit. Get the tables a bit loose, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I make this joke every single podcast, but yeah, you actually checked out an episode, so listeners, make sure you check out other episodes as well after listening to or watching this one as well, beforehand, of course. All right, so let's just get into it. So a man is sitting in a cafe when suddenly someone he knows comes running to him in a panic, shouting, "Quick! Your wife is cheating on you with your best friend in the forest." The man runs out of the cafe angry and furious to see for himself, and returns after a short while and sits back down on his chair. The people in the cafe and the guy that told him are confused and ask what happened. The man says, "This son of a bee was just exaggerating. Firstly, it was a couple of trees. He made out like it was a forest. Secondly, best friend, he says. It turns out I didn't even know the guy." It wasn't that funny. You don't need to give me a pity laugh. It's not my joke. So, but yeah. All right. Let's just get right into the questions then. So yeah, where did the whole music thing start for you? Was it a slow and steady thing over time, or did you just one day find out, that you had talent, or have you always just been into this kind of thing?
I've always sang, ever since I could talk, I was singing. So yeah, singing was always a really big part of my life, and as I got older, I sort of I don't know, I took I did summer camps and stuff like that, I guess. I took a few lessons, but then I started writing songs as I got older, and I just kind of had all these songs on hand, and reached a certain point where I was going to school, I was in college, and I just kind of realized what am I doing? I have all these songs in my head and written down and that I want to make real, just kind of like made the decision to go in on music. And so I dropped out of school and just started working with one of my friends to make my first EP. And yeah, it started off, we just started making one song, and then we decided to do a little EP. And then, yeah, that was 3 years ago, I guess.
That's really cool. Yeah. So do you produce your songs, or is it your friend producing them? What's the process like?
Yeah, so I was really lucky to work with these super talented musicians who produced the first EP. My friend Ben Robertson, who's the singer in a band called Winona Forever, and he plays guitar too and a bunch of other instruments, and he produced most of that EP, as well as Isaiah Dobbs, and he's in the band Shui. And
That's cool.
he produced like Synchronicity, and then he was working on a lot of the other tracks as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool to be able to work with them. And then my most recent one, I'm working with my other friend Cyrus Jordan, and we're trying to get another.
You allowed to talk about this, or?
Yeah. It's just like it's a process. We've been working on it for a while, but it will get done eventually. So
that's great. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm working. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Carry on.
I do want to start producing myself, and that's sort of what I'm like working towards right now.
Do you have you recorded much already, or is it like in more of a concept stage right now?
We've recorded like a decent amount. I'd say it's probably 80% done. I think it just needs like the fine tuning, and like a few of the songs need a bit of structural work, and like just like some little touches at the end, but it's like it's getting there. Yeah, that's
cool. So when do you think that will be out? I'm assuming next year, because we've only got like a month left of this year.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I want to get out in 2020, but I'm not even in the same city as my friend Cyrus, who I'm working with. So I probably won't be out till like spring or summer.
Yeah, it's crazy how this year has been like the longest, shortest year ever. This year's basically done now, and it's crazy to think that, because for the UK, lockdown started in March, and it still feels like, I don't know, like March 231st or something right now. It doesn't feel like the middle of November, you know.
I know.
Like, it's winter right now. It's crazy. It's really crazy to think that.
Yeah, it's gonna be really weird when it will have been a full year that like the virus has hit, because we started in lockdown in March as well. So yeah, it's definitely it's been a weird year.
Yeah, exactly. And the UK's gone back into lockdown again, so the streets are quiet. It's like that scene in Shrek. You know the first Shrek where they go into like the castle area or something, and Shrek's walking around and he's like, it's quiet. It's too quiet. And then like, I don't know, like some massive presentation comes from this little puppet show thing. Obviously it's not like that in my area with the little puppet show thing, but it's definitely too quiet around the place, you know?
Yeah, it's a little eerie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know, like aliens or something. But yeah, okay, so being relatively new, I say relatively new, in comparison to some artists who have been in the music scene for longer, relatively new, have you performed in a whole lot of places yet, or is it just like, you know, you're doing most of your stuff digitally?
Yeah, I was performing quite a bit actually the past 2 years. In Montreal, we were playing a lot of gigs. It's like sad to think of now, because last year we were playing a lot, like almost like once a week, or like once every 2 weeks we would play a gig. And then when I was in Vancouver, I would always like be playing a lot of different shows, like the scene in Vancouver, because it's where I'm from, so it was always super welcoming and really fun to play there as well. So yeah, I was playing a lot of shows back when life was
Back when the world was moving. So,
but now
like,
I'm obviously not doing that.
yeah. Okay, so that brings me to my next question then. What's your favorite place you've performed? Are there any places that have really stuck out for you in a positive way? Like people were really, vibing to your tracks, or was it just, or have they all been, pretty similar in the energy that you were receiving back?
I'd say there's a few shows that stand out. Like one of the shows in Vancouver at this place called the Jupiter Lounge. It was actually the last night that venue was existing, and it was just a really good show because the two bands that were performing, or the two performers that were before me, were like also these like female R&B artists. And
what do you have against male R&B artists, Artemis, huh? You can't have a bit of Ty Dolla $ign or Daniel Caesar every now and again, huh? What's the deal? Oh, no, I'm messing.
But like, it's usually I feel like I'll play with like a lot of like indie, sort of like all men indie bands.
Yeah.
In a lineup. And there's nothing wrong with them. Like they're all really talented, and sometimes I like learn about new music. But in this setting, it was just cool because everyone that was there was really into that vibe of music, and like the two bands before me were amazing. Like I just felt really honored to perform with them, and everyone in the crowd was just like so into it, and it was also the sweatiest show I've ever played.
Yeah.
Really sweaty. Yeah, like ridiculously sweaty, but it was so fun. So
performing can get sweaty. I've performed once or twice, and it's something. You have to go out there with like a handkerchief or something,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
a bath towel or something. But so I can imagine that having more women there would be. I mean, I can imagine it would be better for you as a woman. You are a woman, right? I don't want to make assumptions.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, it was just like inspiring, like seeing them perform, and then it just made me want to do my best to like, so that I like felt like I deserved to perform after them in a way.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it was just like a really overall, like the whole night was really a really nice energy, I felt.
That's really cool. Do you remember who you performed with? Put the listeners on to some people, maybe.
Yeah, I performed with this group called Daisy from Vancouver. They're amazing, so talented, and they have stuff on Spotify. And
is that like the flower Daisy?
It's Daisy, like
Daisy.
Dacey.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like I think that's her name, the lead singer's name, and but yeah, they're all really, really talented. And then I performed with Prado, who's like a rapper, singer from Vancouver as well. And she has like two backup dancers, and she's amazing. Like she's kind of blowing up. And
that's really cool.
Yeah, her stage presence is like insane and just always so fun to watch. So yeah, it was pretty sick. Check them out.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's really cool, actually. That's really cool. I'll definitely have to check them out after this. Maybe get them on the podcast at some point. Yeah, okay. So from listening to your music, I generally get like a sort of mix of two different genres. Those being like jazz and R&B kind of. But I was wondering, what genre would you say that you are? What vibe do you think that you give off if you had to pin it down to, something?
Yeah, always tricky to like, I don't know, to explain what genre it is, I guess. But I guess sort of like a contemporary, funky, like contemporary indie funk, contemporary R&B.
Yeah. So
to really,
I see you doing the Stevie Wonder sway there, just like. So contemporary R&B, you said.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, or like contemporary or indie pop, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so no, not weird. That's cool. Yeah. Cool. Okay. What would you say inspires you the most when it comes to writing a track? Is there a certain aspect of life that inspires you the most, or do you just take your experiences as they come? Do you just get to writing? Like, what inspires you, Artemis?
Yeah, definitely lots of different things can inspire me, but usually, like, if I'm inspired to write a track or to write a song, it's because I'm having like strong feelings about something in particular, and I feel like I almost like need to express it in a musical way. And I guess I really like sort of exploring those feelings through different melodies and like, yeah, letting the melodies kind of express how it feels.
That's really cool. Okay, so I wanted to ask actually about Hot Sands then. What's the story behind that, for example? Because I've sort of had the chorus for that playing in my head over the past few days. So congratulations. You've made a really catchy and stick in your head kind of track. What's the story behind that then? Because the person who you seem to be talking about, I kind of want to meet this person and see,
Yeah.
just how amazing this person is.
Thank you. First of all, thank you.
Pleasure.
That's all I could ask for. Yeah, Hot Sand, it's like a really sweet, I wrote that song like the summer after I graduated high school, and it was about my first boyfriend, my first love.
Sorry, I'm not laughing making fun of you. I'm just laughing because it's like, it's just a really cool story.
Yeah, so it's just pretty. I think like we went to the beach one day. There's this like nude beach in Vancouver called Wreck Beach, and we went there and like we're painting and just like hanging out, and yeah, I feel like first love, it's just like such a feeling. Like you just feel like you're constantly hard eyes at somebody, and like
feels like a Wes Anderson movie kind of thing. Is that?
And then I just like, I was just feeling it very heavily. So that song was just a capsule of my love at that time. Yeah, just trying to really like express how it felt through the hot sand metaphor.
You guys, this is a little bit awkward if the answer's not what I'm expecting. But are you guys still together now, or is it?
No, not.
Oh, okay.
But like, it ended well. Like we're still friendly, and like we check up on each other every little while. Like we made it to the other side, and
That's nice.
yeah, no, I have nothing but love for them, and yeah.
It's really wholesome. That's nice. Because a lot of relationships tend to end in not so picturesque manners.
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm just like I'm almost like too driven to be friends with all of my exes. I'm like, no, we will be. Like, I think it depends. Sometimes it's like probably need some time to not be friends for a bit, so that in the long run we can be friends.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, sometimes you just need to like take a break from the other person. But I feel like that break brings you back stronger than ever, though. Because I don't know, it makes you want the person in your life more than you did before when you were seeing them all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And it just like helps sort of redefine the relationship. Like if you want to be friends after, I feel like you just need like a physical separation, because like if not, you'll just end up having sex every time you see each other. And that's just like,
I mean, yeah, well, that's always fun, I guess. Okay, so what's the story behind Synchronicity then? Because a big part of the song was you with this whole take it a step at a time message. What's the story behind that? Was there a certain experience in your life which made you want to put it into words like that? Or was it just, you know, you were sat writing away, you know, just writing away?
Yeah, Synchronicity is definitely very special to me because I feel it's sort of, in a way, just like a message to myself, I guess. And I think I wrote it, I was sort of like freaking out a bit about like, what am I doing with my life, and I'm not doing enough, and I just felt sort of like I was wasting all this energy freaking out instead of just sort of like listening to myself and what I wanted and like going with what felt right in that moment.
Yeah.
So I just sort of wrote, it's almost just like a like I wrote it about sort of like to tell myself to calm down and to like trust myself and like trust the universe and trust
fate, I guess.
And just sort of exactly, and like it's
just go with the flow, I guess.
Basically like just trust that you're on your right path and that like you'll figure things out, and that things like do take time, but then like the chorus is almost like a reprieve from it, because it's kind of like, it's like, okay, like I'm on this spiritual journey, but then it's also like, okay, but I still want to have fun, and like I want to, like, I don't know, like I still look good, and like I can still, I don't know, like.
So it's kind of like seeing the best of both worlds in a sense, like, you know, doing going your own way and, you know, making the best out of your situations, but also going with the flow and not worrying about what you know, what the future holds, I guess. Is that, am I okay? Cool. Okay, sorry.
It's a reflective spiritual journey.
That's really cool. So in terms of like, I guess I was going to ask if you have like any advice for anyone who's, you know, perhaps going through struggles in their journey, but I guess the message is in the song itself. I guess that's what you could say about that.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I do say take it at a step at a time many times. But I don't know, sometimes if I like hear that song, sometimes I'll be like, wow, thank you, past self, for this little tidbit. Like, I kind of needed that.
That actually leads me on to my next question. Do you actually listen to your own music often, or do you hear it a bit too much during the production stage and you just get like sort of tired of it?
I think like when it first came out, I listened to it a bit because I just kept wondering like, what is everyone listening to? You know, like I wanted to keep like verifying what it sounded like, and just kind of like I would think about the people that were listening, and then I'd be like, I need to listen to it and just kind of, I don't know, like just understand what they're listening to. But right now, because most of the stuff that I have out is a little bit old, like it's not old, but feels sort of like an older version of myself. I haven't listened to it in a long time. Like it's almost like, ugh, I can't do that right now. But I'm still like proud of it and everything. I just like, it's a bit much right now.
I get you. So let's say you visualize one of your fans, right? What kind of person comes to mind? Is it a artistic person, a business person, what kind of person comes to mind when you think of someone, when you think of one of your fans, I guess?
I don't know. I guess I don't really usually like visualize my like people like in a physical sense, like what somebody would look like. I mean, I don't think like there'd really be any specific group that I would visualize listening to it. I mean, maybe just I guess I see my friends listening to it because they're the ones that I hear about listening to it the most, and they're all sort of like kind of artistic people who are around my age. But I would hope that like anyone could get into it, and that like, you know, all sorts of different people could relate to what I'm talking about, and like kind of like have felt similar emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely do feel like a lot of people could relate to some of the topics you're talking about, you know, with the whole take it a step at a time message. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people who are probably, you know, up at night thinking about what their future holds, what their path in life will be. So yeah, I can definitely see some people taking something from that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So that brings us to our next segment, being Would You Rather questions. Okay, so Would You Rather questions being for people who have been living under a rock their entire life. Questions where I present you with one scenario or another scenario. You have to pick one, or I don't know, the whole world as we know it explodes and it's just not fun for anyone. So yeah. All right. So first, would you rather have a pause or rewind button on your life, Artemis? What kind, like, you ever see the movie Click?
Pause or rewind?
Yeah. You ever see the movie Click, by the way?
I have. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, since when like back then, Adam Sandler was churning out terrible movies, right?
Yeah.
What was up with that ending? What was up with that ending where my man gets a heart attack and his whole family is standing over him? What was up with that? That was like
even his problems at the beginning of the movie, I'm just like, well, I don't understand what's so wrong with your life. Like, you're a well-off, like, white businessman who has a beautiful wife and a family. Like, oh my god, like I don't know, all his like conflicts. I was just like, I don't really see, like, exactly. Why would you? I don't know. Anyway, I didn't love it, but I get what, you know, the concept of the pause.
It's like it sort of reminds me, actually, looking back. Do you? I'm about to sound like an internet normie right now, but do you ever watch Rick and Morty?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, it's like that one episode where he goes through that simulation of the life of some random guy who works at a carpet store. Did you see that episode?
Maybe. I'm trying to remember. I haven't watched it in a while. Is it like in the last season?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't in that season, actually. But what happens is he puts on like this VR headset or something. It connects to his brain. He lives the life of this random man. I think it's his name's Brian or something.
Like his whole life through.
Exactly.
And it's really poignant and emotional.
My guy beats cancer.
Yeah.
And then he falls off the ladder.
But it's like one of their just like games in that reality, right? Yeah.
I shouldn't be dying laughing at this right now, but my guy beat cancer just to fall off the ladder at a carpet store.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now. I didn't laugh that hard when I was watching it, but looking back, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Say what you were gonna say.
I think I would maybe. It's hard to say. I think maybe pause. I guess pause. I think rewind would get like too addictive or something.
Going with the self-control option, I see. Yeah, I
you would just keep trying to change things, and like, I don't know, something about it just seems wrong. But pausing would be nice to just like have time.
You know what? I was gonna choose rewind, but you saying the whole thing about wanting to change things, that sort of like, yeah, I think I might have to go with the pause button actually, because
It's like dangerous.
exactly, like I would become so power hungry over every single aspect of my life. Like I don't know, I would like stumble on the pavement or the sidewalk, as you call it over there, and I'd see someone in like their window like chuckle to themselves, and I just rewind to go back just so that I could pick up my feet a bit more, you know. Right. So yeah, I think I'd have to go with the pause button, because I definitely abused the rewind button a bit too much.
Yeah, I just feel like obviously there's things you want to change, but I feel like sometimes you just have to, you know, you have to live with that. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. So, would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
I mean, honestly, like, it's not. I feel like I have worn the same socks for a month, so like probably that, I guess.
Are you being serious?
I mean, like maybe not every day, but I like, you know, like I will rotate socks.
Yeah.
And like I'm not gonna wash a pair of socks like after one use. That just seems a bit.
Yeah, I get you.
A bit lavish.
Are you talking like after one day of use, or like one, you know, just like going out to the shops kind of use? Like what kind of use are we talking about?
Like I feel like, I don't know, I'm gross. Like I'll use socks for a while until they smell, and then I'll wash them.
Yeah. No, I get that. If
they don't smell, then like I can keep using them. You know, that's how I see it.
Hey, no judgments from me. I mean, you know, you've got the whole internet about to judge you about this.
I'll take it.
On
this very heated topic of socks.
Who knows? Maybe when you blow up, wearing the same socks for a month will become trendy. I don't know where I'm going with this.
It's environmental, you know, it's economic.
That's true, actually. Yeah, I'd have to go with the same socks for a month. Yeah. I don't think I need to explain. Okay, a bit more of a lighthearted one. I say lighthearted, actually. Reading this again now, would you rather have Big Bird trying to kill you, or Cookie Monster let me start that again. Would you rather have Big Bird trying to kill you and Cookie Monster trying to save you, or the other way around?
Probably like Big Bird trying to save me, because I feel like he could just like pick me up and fly me away.
I swear Big Bird's an emu though.
Okay, I just like got really stuck with the bird aspect, because like thought that he could fly. Wait, isn't he like the big yellow bird?
Yeah, I swear he's an emu.
Oh, so he can't.
Let me Google this. I've got like.
He can't fly. Okay, well in that case, probably Cookie Monster saving me.
He's a canary, so he can fly. Or
okay,
she,
yeah.
I don't know.
I stay true to my first statement. Yeah, I would love to be like flown away. That'd be fun. I'd be like a Gandalf on the massive eagles.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. I'd love to be friends with a blue version of the Tasmanian devil. I feel like that would be really cool, to be honest. Just that chaotic energy coming from Cookie Monster at all times. That would be insane. That would be the coolest thing. So,
Cookie Monster would be like fun to hug, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like I definitely have Cookie Monster trying to save me. I mean, I feel like he'd just go, completely berserk, and Big Bird would be done for. That's just me, though. That's just me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, no beef or anything. I'm a vegetarian, so yeah. Okay, so would you rather be forced to live the same day over and over again for a full year, sort of Groundhog Day situation? Have you ever seen Groundhog Day, by the way?
I haven't. No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
But I get the concept.
Yeah. Or take 3 years off the end of your life. I didn't mean for them all to be this heavy.
I would probably take 3 years off the end of my life, honestly. The same day for a year sounds terrible. That sounds awful.
What if it turns out to be a good day, I mean, sure. No? Okay. Do you tend to have bad luck or something? Or is it like...
I think I would just get so stir crazy. I'd be like, I need change!
Yeah, you could just sleep for a year, though.
I guess does all of time stop while you're repeating your day for a year? Is it the rest of the world is on pause, or does the rest of the world keep going forward and you're just gone in another reality for a year?
Yeah, I think it's like a sort of time loop kind of thing, I guess. So
everyone's on the same day for a year.
Yeah, but no one else knows it except for you.
I mean, I guess it could be kind of fun. Maybe you could just a year. I mean, yeah, I guess it could be.
Yeah, a year doesn't seem too bad, because knowing my luck, I'm probably gonna die at 22 or something, and that's just me. Rest in peace, Ishanasu Mazura, 19 years old. That's just me done.
Hopefully.
So yeah, I'd have to do the same day over and over again for a whole year, I think.
I guess it could be interesting. You could really try all the variables of that day.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Be able to take anything you say back, or hear any conversation that's about you.
I would take anything I say back.
Really? I was actually really interested to hear your perspective as a musician, actually, because being able to hear any conversation about you, that would be really interesting to hear as a musician, I'd feel like. No?
No, I think that would just be really unhealthy.
I'm sure most of the things are positive, but then again, that could end up, you could end up having a Kanye situation or something, and that wouldn't be fun for anyone.
Yeah, I just feel like that would just drive somebody crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Too much awareness, too aware of everyone's conversations about you. No, I would definitely rather take things back, because sometimes I think I'm rash and I say things that I could probably have done without.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel like, do you ever have those moments, right, where you're speaking to someone and you feel like you choose the wrong option in a video game or something, and you can just feel their friendship bar just going down, and it's shouldn't have said that. But
I'll just try and get back.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, you can say whatever you want and not have to worry about it, and you still get the satisfaction of knowing that you've said that thing as well to this person.
Okay. So it's cathartic as well.
Thinking outside the box, yeah. Okay, so for my final question, right, you get the opportunity, Artemis, to say anything to the world. You get handed this blue snowball microphone that's connected to to the world's speakers. What do you say to the world for 10 seconds? You get a 10-second time slot. What do you say?
Oh my God. That's a difficult question. That's a lot of pressure. Okay.
This is the biggest advertisement in history.
I mean, I would probably say some stuff about, probably some some stuff about love and acceptance and intersectional feminism. Something along those lines. Yeah, I don't know. There's like so many things. I don't even know what I would choose. But yeah, something along those lines, I think. I don't have to say like the full. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that right now.
You don't think you can speak for 10 seconds about something you're passionate about? I mean, then again, it's like 7.5 billion people in the world, 7.8 billion, something like that. So that's a big pedestal. Just end up hyperventilating for 10 seconds.
I'm okay, like that. I've been interacting with the same people every day in quarantine.
Yeah, that's true.
Something along those lines is probably what I would say. Yeah.
So something like So talking about loving each other and feminism, then I guess.
Intersectional feminism. Maybe.
Tell me about that. I feel like I'm pretty ignorant on that, actually.
It just means that you recognize that like not all women live on the same, like have the same injustices, that there's like different intersections to do with race and class, and that like you can't kind of apply the same umbrella solution for all women, basically.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's like just acknowledging the different intersections that come into play and that like that affect people's experiences and might need like different solutions, different attention. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I feel like that would really benefit it would benefit a good portion of the earth. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good place to end the podcast there. All right, listeners, thank you for the Sheenanigans Podcast Artist Edition with Shana Sumazura. This edition featuring Artemis. Artemis, do you have anything you want to say to the listeners? Anything you want to promote to them, or anything like that?
Well, thank you so much for having me on this podcast.
It's been a pleasure.
It was lovely, and probably just have a new music video for Synchronicity out now that was directed by Prabjot Nijar, and an amazing team at Capilano worked on it. So go check it out, and more new music coming eventually. Things are in the works, so.
Things are in the works, guys. Make sure you follow Artemis on Spotify and also Instagram and everywhere else. The links will be in the description and all of that. So, if that's all, listeners, thank you for listening. Stay amazing, and I will see you all next time.
And that concludes this fortnight's installment of the Sheenanigans Podcast Artist Edition with Shana Sumazura. I am, of course, Shana Sumazura. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and click the bell next to it, or if you're an audio listener, simply subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. If you have anyone you'd like to see on the podcast, or if you're an artist who would like to make an appearance, feel free to drop me a message on any of my socials. See you all next time.